As far as the philosophy of alternative spring break goes, we really just try to be inclusive to as many different kinds of Pacific students as we can to form into a single group who is really motivated for civic engagement and who want to travel to a city in order to give their spring break, their free time, to help people who may be less advantaged.
I think it's a really great opportunity because it was affordable, and so it's a great way to, people want to get out and go somewhere for spring break, but this way it's something that's affordable, but they're also doing something really great.
The goals of this trip mainly were to try to visit different specific projects in the San Francisco Bay Area that were helping to fight against poverty, hunger, and homelessness, primarily among the homeless population in the poorer districts of San Francisco.
Even though you're one person or a group of 12, even though you're only helping out for a week or even a day, you're still doing something.
This trip is kind of challenge for me. And then I'm interested in volunteer, and then I thought it's time to volunteer.
One of the things that really stood out for me was when we got the Subway sandwiches and got to go bring those around and hand them out to homeless people, because you think about it, it's $5 to buy a sandwich. You spend probably $4 on coffee. You can split it in half and feed 2 people, and it's not money. You just give them food, they can eat it right away, and just seeing their smiles and how happy they were to get that food, that meant a lot. There were a few that it was really nice to sit down and talk with them and just, where are you from? How did you get here? And they seemed really happy that someone would want to sit down and talk with them, because I'm sure that doesn't happen a lot.
Glide to me was probably the best experience, just because we had Earl, and I picture him being like the spokesman of San Francisco for whatever reason, just because he seems to know what all is going on. And I like working with our group. We also got to meet other people who had been homeless or who felt that it was worthwhile to give their time to Glide.
I think the most rewarding was being able to talk to the actual homeless people and to see firsthand how we were helping them. Because the man we talked to was right outside of the Glide Memorial, so that was kind of since we did do the prep work and it did feel like we were preparing the food that they were going to be eating.
Glide is in the Tenderloin. It's the slums of San Francisco, and when you're working in Glide, you're very aware that this is the poverty-stricken area. And everyone in Glide was really nice and really welcoming and really appreciative, and to see how much food is prepared every day was eye-opening.
As far as the food bank, that was pretty chaotic. It was really fun though, and I felt like I could see the results of what I was doing. I could see a box full of carrots, and I could see bags and bags of Lucky Charms. I don't know, I just imagine those going to families, and it's a nice feeling.
It was amazing to see how much food they buy and gets donated and stuff. So.
It was enormous. There was so much food in that food bank, and it was one of the biggest buildings I've been in, without walls, and literally stacked from floor to ceiling with food. And they give this out, and they're still not helping everyone. All of that food is still not helping every poor person in San Francisco. So that was really cool.
I really liked Habitat for Humanity. I think that was my favorite one, because honestly I didn't feel qualified to do anything that they were describing, but when we actually started building things, it was really fun, and we basically put up the roof on a condominium. I really enjoyed that.
I was a painter, and to me that was my dream job as far as constructing things goes. It was nice to see we added color to a house, and it doesn't seem like a big detail, but families who live there are going to see it every day, so it's a nice feeling to look back on.
For me, the most rewarding part of the trip was after we all went to Habitat for Humanity and worked for several hours, nailing boards against walls and painting and putting up sheetrock and a bunch of other kind of mundane physical labor tasks that maybe didn't seem like we were getting that much accomplished in order to actually make somebody home, but did seem like we were contributing to something greater. We all gathered after that, and I think everybody had such a great experience doing that, that feeling of team cohesiveness was really kind of beneficial to the team and was really rewarding to me.
I really got a sense of what the city's about because there's so many different kind of people, there's so many different ideas, but they're all kind of, I mean, San Francisco's a big place, but it's compact. Like you cross over to one street and you're like in a totally different neighborhood with a totally different lifestyle.
I want to participate as a volunteer in Japan because I got a lot of experience in this trip.
I would say the best part of the trip was exploring. You get a lot of time to just walk around and explore this huge concrete world. It was really fun to just explore and find these little coffee shops or these little Mexican places to eat or these little tiny bookstores on the corner of an avenue and walk in and talk to these people. It was just 5 days of doing this epic adventure in the middle of a city, and it was really fun. So.
We would do our service in the morning and help out with the community, and then we would kind of get to just go exploring, and then we see all these homeless people around while we were exploring, so it was kind of like we saw the problem as we were exploring the city.
Seeing the homeless and the poverty and the just level of the issues down in the Bay Area may not be perfectly correlating with what we see here in Washington County or even the Portland metro area, but we still do have the same problems. And so being able to look for similar types of projects like Habitat for Humanity that we worked on down there, or food bank type things, there are really similar projects that we can work on in this area.
One of the things I think that can be applied, just in life for anyone is, really seeing someone. I feel like a lot of times, you kind of avoid the glance. You stop at a stop sign and someone is begging for money and you try to look away because you feel awkward, and instead of avoiding that, if you look at them, you might have to give them money, but even if you don't have any money, just acknowledging their presence and showing them that you see them, that they're there and they're human beings too, and just acknowledging them. And I think that, even just a smile can do so much, even if you can't give them any money that day.